Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. This is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays going forward, we will probably be talking about horror. Whether that be Halloween, Scream, or some other horror franchise. Right now, we're going to once again be talking about Halloween because more news has dropped. But also because I have a theory to talk about that some fans have actually been leaving in the comments. And not to mention, I have been hearing this theory a lot more lately. I had heard it before. Someone left it in the comments, and I heard it again. So I'm going to address why this theory is possible and why Jamie Lee Curtis's earlier statement of this movie will make fans mad may actually be talking about this exact theory. Now that being said, let's jump right into it. So first off, let's talk about what happened at the Oscars. Not that. Jamie Lee Curtis was interviewed at the Oscars on the red carpet, and she was asked about the new Halloween Ends film. She said, the interviewer asked her if she actually was done with the Halloween films. To which Jamie Lee Curtis replied, well, the movie's called Halloween Ends. Leading us to believe, she said, and it does end, leading us to actually believe that Jamie Lee Curtis killed Michael Myers in this movie. That Laurie Strode gets her revenge and kills Michael Myers in this movie. Until she was asked, so Michael Myers dies in this movie. To which she said, and I'm paraphrasing all of this, but this is the gist of it. To which she said, what is dead in the Michael Myers universe? Whoa. So there you go, friends. There could very well be Michael Myers going forward. Jamie Lee Curtis's lips to your ears has just actually told you the truth. What is dead in a Michael Myers universe? This isn't the first time we've heard something like this. We heard this actually from creator John Carpenter. When he was asked about it, he said, well, they really want to end it. And as far as they're concerned, they're going to end it. But if the film makes money, you will have someone willing to write it. So in other words, even he said, hey, if the film makes money, there will be another Halloween. So no, Michael Myers may die, but he won't stay that way. Which brings us to this theory, because this theory is really crazy too. The theory goes that Laurie Strode and Michael Myers face off. And what ultimately happens is that Michael Myers dies. Laurie Strode defeats Michael Myers, and he dies. However, then we flash back all the way to 1978, where we see Laurie Strode herself in the hospital shortly after the events of the 1978 movie, revealing that all of this has been in her head. Quite possibly, if you want to go that route, this deletes every Michael Myers movie that ever came before. The good, the bad, and the Rob Zombie. So it deletes all of this because every single one of these would potentially be in her head a dream she has been having for whatever amount of time she has been in the hospital. This could actually explain quite a few things. Why she has a daughter, then doesn't, and then has a son, and we're stuck in a CW, Dawson's Creek type of universe, with Michael Myers chasing people around like he's Ghostface from Scream. And then, why all of a sudden she has a daughter again, and she's a lot older, and her life has been wasted being afraid of Michael Myers for all of these years. Until finally, she finishes the job. Only to wake up in the hospital in all the way back when and be afraid again because Michael Myers is out there. Now, this theory works. It works really well, actually. If you're going to reboot a series and you're going to redo a series, you want to take it back to an element that also worked. You want to take it back to be true to its original form. And in its original form, John Carpenter wanted Michael Myers to be scary. He wanted him to be kind of the unknown. He wanted him to be the shape, the boogeyman, the embodiment of evil. He wanted all this. And then they asked him to do a sequel. And when he did a sequel, he had to elaborate on his own story. And that's when we got the Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' sister. That wasn't in his original idea. That's what came from the sequel. So we get to go back all the way before that happens. And once again, now you're presented with a scenario where Laurie Strode is so terrified by what happened that it's causing these nightmares of her life, her possible life, her life in the future, and then finally accumulates with possibly her getting a victory or her dying at his hands, only to wake up in the hospital. This young girl with her whole life ahead of her. This theory would make a lot of people mad. And Jamie Lee Curtis did say this was going to make people mad in that earlier statement. But now, with her asking the question, what is dead in a Michael Myers universe? Now, you've opened the floodgates if this theory is true. If all of a sudden we're taken all the way back and she was having a dream and dreamed all the other movies, well, now the sky's the limit as to what you can do with the character because you don't have to go the uber supernatural way. But isn't Michael Myers just a little supernatural anyway? Going forward, you could go back to the original vision of John Carpenter, where he is quite literally the boogeyman and disappears after the crime has been committed. Essentially, the slasher version of McCavity from Cats. He would simply not be there when the crime has been committed. Because ultimately, what's scarier at the end of the day? Seeing the villain die every single time, or quite possibly just knowing that they are still out there somewhere waiting. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. We want to hear from you. YouTube likes it when we hear from you. What do you think about this theory? What do you think about Jamie Lee Curtis's statements? And also, don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they get the same great content you're getting. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because Miko says we need more subscribers, and this face would never lie to you. So, while you're down there hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. It's all free. And remember, friends, no matter what the world throws at you, at the end of the day, fandom is family.